Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's second topic, 2023's opponents. Look, we never went over this, right? I already told you the Ravens could have an historically great season this season. I mean, winning 16 games, only losing 1, winning 15 games, only losing 2. Maybe, just maybe, the stars align and they go for the vaunted task of winning 17-0 and taking it into the playoffs to make it 20-0. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the opponents. And then we're going to see just what we might think at the end of the year, what our win-loss will be. So without further ado, let's get started. So next year, 2023's opponents, right, our home games. We're going to go first for home, then we're going to go for away. So our home games, we have Detroit Lions. Look, I'm not trying to overlook anybody. I think they're going to be a much improved team. But I'm not taking the NFC as serious as other people do. That just is what it is. With our type of defense, Goff is going to throw picks, okay? And we know if he gets flustered in that pocket, man, he starts giving the other team the ball, okay? So I think that that's a W, okay? Let's get that one out of the way. Detroit Lions, I think that that's a W. The Los Angeles Rams. Look, I think that's another W. This shouldn't be a problem. You already know who you have to worry about, Donald, right? But I think Matthew Stafford's arm is never going to be the same. That's number one. And number two, their best secondary player is gone. He's on Miami now. So running into them thinking that this is going to be the same Super Bowl team, no. This is not that team. This is a team that has Cooper Kupp, yes, injured Matthew Stafford, and then Aaron Donald. Now, for most teams, that could be enough to eke out a win, but not against this year's Ravens. I do not believe so. I think that the offensive line does a good job against Aaron Donald, and I think that our defensive line and our corners and safeties fluster Goff and make him turn over the ball for a multi-interception or multi-fumble game. That's what I'm at for that. So that's 2. So I'm not doing this. I'm just reading off that as it is. So that would be 2 wins, 0 losses. The Seahawks. Look, this might be our hardest test for the NFC. And let me tell you why. Their quarterback is playing with confidence. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder, right? He just got paid. He just got paid. So he's coming in like, I'm the man. You understand where I'm coming from? And you got the weapons galore on the Seahawks with Tyler Lockett. You got Metcalf, and I think it's Najigba they got also to go to that team. Is it Najigba? Let me make sure that, let me look that up real quick just to make sure it's who I think it is. I thought it was Najigba that they got. Yeah, it's Najigba. My gosh. So you got Tyler Lockett, Najigba, and Metcalf. I don't care who you are. I don't care what defense you have. Those 3 as weapons are absolutely incredible. And I'll say something else. Tyler Lockett does not get the respect he's supposed to have. At all. He does not get respected as a top flight receiver in any of the seasons he's played. And the guy has just been putting up numbers after numbers after numbers. No matter who's throwing him the ball, he puts up numbers. Check this out. Let me run through this real quick, right? Look at this. Look at this. Okay. 2015, 664. 16 was 597. 17 was 555. Next season, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards. He is a monster. And you have Metcalf. And now you have a prime young guy for Najigba that's going to be able to eat up the slot between him and Tyler, because Tyler runs the outside, right? Him and Tyler can switch back and forth on who is going to be in the front. So, like I said before, it's just gonna be a hard game. That's the game I have circles for next year. I'm actually kind of scared of that game, so that one could be a loss. Just being real, if they come out, Geno Smith come out and play, lights out, it can mean lights off for us. But that's the only one I'm on the thing for the NFC. And I'll tell you why, because another big-time team that we're facing, but I'm not scared of them. The Texans are next. That's a win. It's a win, but it's going to be a close win. I think Tank Dell goes off for 150 yards receiving against us in that game. I probably have him going off for 2 touchdowns in that game. I just think it's going to be a close game, and we inch it out. I think it's going to be one of those games. It's a weird game, probably a weird day. We don't have the full schedule on how everything's going to work out. But I have a feeling with the Texans, it's going to be one of those weird times. And, we overlook them a little bit. We might think, oh, this is going to be easy. And they come out and they play their butts off and give us a run for the money. So that's going to be a close game. But I have us winning that game also. Colts, that's a win. I don't need to go. I don't have to go into it anymore. That's done. Finished. All right. The other big game we got to go against. The Miami Dolphins. Look. They beat us the last 2 years. And honestly, we're ready for war as Raven fans against them. Okay, so I'm letting you understand now. It's up. Like, we're coming from Miami. But that's a game that we can lose. Listen, Miami's weapons are amazing. Tyreek Hill is an absolute defense shatterer by himself. And on the other side, you have Waddle. They can spread you out, and they make plays in space. And one-on-one, you just can't. Tyreek Hill, you cannot guard one-on-one. I don't care who it is. You cannot guard that man one-on-one. And if you do, it's lights out. They learned that from last year, and I hope they learned their lesson very clean. Tyreek Hill is a defense killer. So that game could be a loss. I'm thinking that we win it because I don't think they're going to beat us 3 years in a row. They've already beat us 2 years in a row, but I don't think they beat us 3 years in a row. So I think we get that win. But that could be one of those games. It's like, whoa. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 2 games on that list. Those are the 2 games out of the home games that I got circled. Okay? All right. The next one is Bengals. We're winning that. I'm telling you right now. The Bengals are not seeing us next year. I know Bengal fans are going to come for us. When Lamar Jackson's healthy, usually we handle the Bengals. What's his record against Joe Burrow? Thought so. So, yeah, I'm not worried about the Bengals. I think that they're going to take a step back this year, a substantial step back. And the next team we're facing is part of the reasons why they're going to take a step back is the Cleveland Browns. That's my sleeper team. The Steelers have a winning record every year. The Browns have Deshaun Watson. The Bengals have Joe Burrow and Chase. The Ravens got Lamar, Zay, and Mark Andrews. And, of course, you have Bateman and OBJ, but you know what I mean. The AFC North is absolutely stacked. I've been racking my brain about the possibilities of this year because somebody's not going to make it. But who? Look, I'm a Raven fan, so we making it. But then who's going to be the other person? Deshaun Watson is not going to look horrible back-to-back years. That's not just happening. You can hate the guy, whatever you want. He is not going to look bad back-to-back years. So the Browns are going to have him, and you're going to have, I forgot the receiver that they got from Dallas, he's a stud, right? You're going to have him, Deshaun Watson, and the rest of the pieces. They're going to make noise. And the Steelers have not had a losing record the entire time Tomlin has been a head coach. So then who has the losing season in the AFC North? Is it 3 teams making it out of the AFC North this year? Could that be? Or could it be even a vaunted 4 teams making it out of the AFC North? Has that ever happened before? Hey, go in the comment section and let me know. Has 4 teams ever made it out of a division before? I need to know. Out of a conference. Please let me, or out of a division. Please let me know that. I need to know that. So, I think we beat the Bengals. I think we beat the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson. We're Deshaun Watson's kryptonite. He never plays the Ravens good. Ever. So, I think that he continues that trend in Cleveland. Because he doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins and stuff anymore. So I think that he might have a bad game against us. So we'll see what happens. Steelers, look. Out of all the teams in the AFC North, the Steelers play us the best. It just is what it is. I don't think they're the better teams, but they just know how to play the Baltimore Ravens. So that's another team that's like, because usually the Steelers win one of the games against us. Usually. It's usually never a sweeping, we sweep them for the season and stuff like that. Usually it's always it's a split game thing. So that's for the home games. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 home games, 3 games that make you want to show up for the game and scream your hearts out because they're going to need every person making as much noise as possible to throw off the opponent. Because those 3 teams that I'm saying at home, that's the Seahawks, that's the Miami Dolphins, and the Steelers can give us problems. Okay, now we have 8 away games. Okay, and here goes the away games. And I made a thing a couple seconds ago about NFC teams. The first one that's on the away team list right now are the San Francisco 49ers. And I think we run roughshod over that team. I think that they're still in the quarterback carousel right now. I do not trust Trey Lance. We don't know what Purdy's going to be after his surgery. And they got Sam Darnold. So I think we win that. I think we win that game handedly. Like, I don't think that's going to be a close game at all. I think we come in there, take care of business, and leave. I'm thinking about 10 points maybe. I'm not overlooking San Francisco. San Francisco's an amazing team, but I just think that they're not going to be able to keep up with us next year because of their quarterback problem. And everyone's going to say, well, they do good minus the quarterback. You're going to have to score a lot of points with the Ravens next year. You're going to have to. And I don't see them being able to with the quarterbacks that they have. Cardinals, that's gone. I don't see the Cardinals being able to beat us. You're going to have Hollywood. You're going to have Hopkins. And you're going to have Kyler. Kyler's coming off that injury. Is he going to be ready for the start of the season? We don't know. Is it going to be the same mobile Kyler? All those are question marks. I think we beat them, and we get out of there with a sound win. Maybe like a 20-27 win. 32 to 20 something win, but we get out of there safely, and there's a jersey swap between Hollywood and Lamar at the end of the game. So that's another win. Here's a team that I think is going to give us problems next year. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's why. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the most hot and cold team in the league. When they're hot, they look like one of the top echelon teams. When they're cold, my God. They look like Iceman, and it's not good. So it's all about the roll of the dice, right? The luck of the draw. What kind of Jaguar team do we get on that Sunday? So, that's another one I'd watch out for. You know what I mean? I think that they could be a big problem for us. So we'll just put that one in the if category, right? Titans, they're out of here. Defense took a step back. Offense took a major step back. I don't see them being able to keep up with us. Listen, the Titans usually play us well. They play us hard. They play us like almost like divisional rivals. But I don't think that next year they're going to be. I think there's a lot of turmoil going behind the scenes. I think Tannehill is slightly, playing for his job, but I think that eventually they'll move off of him. So there's a lot of things going in the background. They're in the rebuild mode, so I think we come out of there with a win. Chargers, that's a win. Herbert's going to get destroyed. I'm letting y'all know this now. That's one of the games I have us blowing out the opposition. 25 points or more. Put it on your calendar. Chargers are getting blown out by 25 points or more. I'm not even worried about that. Now, here's the other thing I'm worried about. The second game versus the Bengals. The Bengals are a absolutely dynamic team. They are. Even though I think they're going to take a step back, I have nothing but respect for Chase. My God, that guy is amazing. And when you have a player like a Chase, anything is possible. And when I mean by that, I mean him going for 200, 250 yards against us and having a game where he has 3-4 touchdowns. That's doable. And he has T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. So, yeah, that's the second time playing the Bengals. I definitely watch out for it. You know what I mean? Because we close off the season, or not the season, but we have 3 games for the away games for Bengals, of course, Browns and Steelers. So the next game, so the Bengals one, that's iffy. All these last 3 are all iffy for me. Browns and Steelers. Browns, listen, Deshaun doesn't play good against us, but it's all about if he gets hot, right? It only takes any given Sunday, any given whatever, Monday, Sunday night. If he gets hot, he's that type of echelon quarterback that if he gets hot, he can beat anybody in the league. Anybody. So the second time, you always have to give the respect to your opponent, right? So that's an iffy. And Steelers, we usually split with the Steelers. So it's not outside of the realm of them splitting with us. So what do we have? Let's see. That's 1, 2, 1 if, 2 ifs, 3 ifs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of the first 9 games, we're looking at about a 7-2 record, right? Out of the last 8 games, right? There's another 1, 2, 3. So 5-3. So 12-5, 13-4. That's a realistic standpoint. Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I think we have a chance, like I said, to have a historical season. But I always like to talk about some of the other teams because we already know that sometimes the team just has your number for that Sunday. They come out, guns blazing, they have nothing to lose, and they beat you or stomp you at your yard. And the Ravens usually have one game a season where we get blown out. All the way back from the 2019 season. There's always a game where we get blown out. One of them, that season, I believe it was the Browns. And I think they beat us like 42-20 something, right? So there's always one game where the Ravens usually get blown out, which, we're usually against a divisional foe of ours. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. That's what I think it is. Now look, if we're being realistic, we're not dreaming, we're just talking normal. 13-4, 12-5 is very, very doable. I'm thinking we win more than that, but if I'm just saying the floor, that's our floor. 12 or 13 games is our floor. Now, can we win more? Yes, but that's if this team can remain locked in. That's if this team can be hot all season long. That's if this team gets out of its own way. That's if this team recognizes everything and puts it all together at once. And if they do, it is over. Over. I don't want to jinx them and talk too much about what could be, but that's my predictions for floor and ceiling for next season. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you all for watching. You know how we do it. It's funny all the time, but it's rooted in facts and truth. So forever watching, please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. I love the comments. Just be respectful to other people down there. We got no problems. And if you would like to donate to this channel, because as you've seen, I've been making sure, I've been trying to give you guys the best content I really can. All the way from giving you an exclusive interview from Lamar Jackson. There's going to be other interviews from other players in the future. We're going to have a marathon coming up. I'm going to tell you about that probably tomorrow. So we have a lot of stuff, so I'm trying my best. But at the bottom of the screen, if you'd like to donate, it's a QR code for a Cash App. That's where we put all our donations, okay? If you want, you can also find in the description of every video that we do, and the name of it is The Wunderkind Show. Also available now at the Patreon for this platform. Yes. What do you get when you join it? You get to join the Discord. When you join the Discord, you know what you can do? Talk to me directly. Yes. That's what happens when you can join the Discord. You can talk to me directly. You can talk about the season. I know that the Discord right now is quiet. It's been quiet. I've put up a couple stuff. It's been quiet. But when the season starts, Discord's going to be popping because everyone's going to be having, you know what we do over players, games, all that stuff, coaching. So it's going to be quite live during the regular season. Also, you'll have the ability because we'll have contests and sweepstakes and giveaways for free merchandise. So there's that also, and I think we're going to have some merchandise that some of you are going to salivate over. Some of you guys are going to see the merchandise that I'm going to bring in. You guys are going to be like, how did you do it? So there's that also. And you can get access to the Fantasy Football League that we'll be holding next season also. So once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.